What's up? It's 13 with Superior Mobile by 13. We got this 2018 Colorado ZR2 back in the shop here. I've had this for a few days. He's had some mods done to it since I had it last. He got it supercharged over by Mallet, open in North Carolina, which is pretty dope. He also had this really sweet roof rack and a whole bunch of lighting installed and all these water containers and gas containers and all that jazz. Real cool. None of that's by me. However, it did come back to me for a couple things. First and foremost was I soundproofed all of the doors. So the front, rear, and also the B pillars. So this is what I have to say about that. Right? That's what you get. For that, I used Stinger Roadkill for the outer door skins and the Stinger Roadkill Ultimate for the inner door skins. So it's pretty well done. And the B pillars, basically I took those apart, deadened them, and then also put some anti-vibration tape all along all the interfaces because those were apparently rattling as well. The big to-do on this was that I installed the Intellihaul system. The Intellihaul system is a pretty groovy thing. It's made by Echomaster, but it's also GM authorized, so it is basically like an OEM upgrade option. What that is we have these new mirror caps, little skull caps that have cameras installed in them. Oh snap! These originally come as chrome, so we got them painted OEM body color white to match. And also, well, let me show you, there's a front camera that we installed on this guy. Shweep! Down there. Right on. So I'm going to show you how this works because it all interfaces with the factory 8-inch or 4-inch screen. And it's pretty cool. So, standard OEM backup camera, when you go in reverse, you get the reverse camera. Let's go back and park. You press and hold the back button and it brings up their new interface screen. Oops, sorry about that. We have left. We've got right. Ooh, we can do a split screen. Heyo. And also the trailer is what I have wired up as the front right now. Generally speaking, trailer is going to be a third or a second backup camera, but a third camera, and that's usually a wireless one. Since we're actually using a front can be other, but the reason I did it as trailer is because we have the option of doing this split screen where I can see all three views at the same time. Now you do have the option of taking the aftermarket backup camera, using a third-party product, making that the optional input, then you can make that into the trailer and then other becomes the front, and that way you can do that. However, if you do that, then you lose the dynamic parking lines, so it's a bit of a trade-off. Now what makes this a really cool product is, let's say you're just driving along, jamming out to whatever you're jamming out. Watch this. Blinker automatically turns on. That's the left blinker. It goes back. Right blinker. Voila. And that's what makes it so cool, is it's interfaced all completely with the OEM equipment. It acts just like OEM, which is why it is a dealer option. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, so now the other thing that I did on this car is the Nite-Lite system. So currently you can tell that the headlights are on. That's because we're in the shop and the shop is dark. However, there is a sensor that I installed right up there, and to simulate us going out in the day, I have our flashlight. So I'm gonna put that flashlight right there. And I think it's the directed electronics like 545T Nite-Lite system. I think it takes about 20 seconds to process daylight, and then it turns off automatically the headlights. Now, the reason that I had to install this system in this truck is because this truck and most GMs utilize pulse width modulation on the headlight circuit in order to do a daytime running light through the low beam halogens. So when I swapped this over and did the 4TLL projector swap and did an HID conversion, basically what that means is HIDs don't dim. They're either on or they're off. So with this truck, it ended up that the headlights were just always on. Well, that's not ideal. So now I have a third-party photo sensor to know when it's daytime, and that'll tell it whether or not to turn on the headlights. Voila! As soon as I remove that sunlight, well, fake sunlight, the headlights turn on automatically, just like they should in auto mode. So we have our OEM sensor right there, But like I said, it's turning them on at night, but it's turning them on at half strength during the day. But the HID system, due to the capacitor link, is interpreting that as fully on during the day, fully on during the night. And so this, now we have the system corrected. So I'm going to turn back on daytime, and then I can step outside the car, truck, to demonstrate, because this is driving during the day. We've got headlights on, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's not ideal. It's not the way that it should be. So now the headlights are off, and now we can see the halos. And that was really what we wanted. Now the camera doesn't really pick it up too hot. There it goes, as the exposure adjusts or whatever. But the idea is that we installed these awesome switchback halos so that it would look different and look cool during driving. And with the headlights on, you just couldn't even see the halos. So that was something else that I did, and I'd never installed the Nite-Lite system before, and it's really cool. And technically I didn't even install it the way it was supposed to be installed, because it's blah blah blah, that's not the point, but I installed it in the way that was appropriate for this situation. So it was a custom wire harness. It's done really, really clean. It's tucked up underneath that dash. Yeah, no, it's dope. So we got ourselves a really badass truck, and now it is operating exactly as the client originally intended as far as headlights go. Got sound deadening, and then we have added OEM features of when you use the turn signal. Of course, we have the switchback halos, but now we have the Intellihaul system side mirror cameras that kick on. So this thing's pretty rocking, and from what I understand, he's moving out to Hawaii with it, and he's gonna go rock out on some trails and have a good time. And so I support that. You know, superior mobile, making the world a better place one car at a time. So this was a super joy, and that's all I wanted to share with you today. All right, I'll see you later.